Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Wednesday, hump day. Hope you guys are grinding forward. Middle of the week. I'm having an excellent week so far. Of course, I don't want to jinx it. Let's just philosophize a little bit. If anybody out there wants coaching or mentoring, you want to move forward in your life, get to the next level, go check out my website at skyazrael.com. I always put the link below, or you can search my name on Facebook or Instagram and go send me a friend's request. But let's just think about this for a minute. Why do people, humans, turn a blind eye to each other, to negative behavior, bad behavior? A lot of us have this idea that it's not my business. Why should I get involved? I don't need any trouble. But do you have a responsibility to keep people in your circle in check? And what if we all did that, where we each kind of monitored each other's behavior and kept each other in line and said things like, hey, you're getting off the path. Why don't you come back over here with the rest of us? That's not a good idea. Oh, you came up with that? That's crazy. Get rid of that. But no, we let people just be who they're going to be. And we're all about personal freedom and individuality. And I am too. And this is a weird question. How do we live free and be whoever we want to be, do what we want to do, and live our lives without other people hassling us or messing with us? But at the same time, how do we guide society in a positive direction? Because if we don't stay on top of negative behavior, bad behavior within society, and if we don't keep it in check, doesn't it flourish like the weeds in your garden? Have you ever turned a blind eye to bad behavior? To something pretty fucked up? Have you ever seen something fucked up and you didn't do anything about it? You just kept on going? I have. I should have stopped. No one stopped. But it doesn't matter what anybody else was doing. I should have stopped. I could have done something. But I didn't know if I had time. I was on my way somewhere. I had about 5 or 6 pretty good excuses. Why didn't you stop? Well, I'm not trying to play a hero. I had a few different good excuses that I've used to justify what I did. I was in DC, this was years ago. Years ago. I was driving across the bridge, little tiny bridge. It has the lions on it. There's this little bridge in Northwest DC that has these, on either side of it, as you're crossing the bridge, there's these, I don't know if they're marble or granite carved lions. They're pretty cool. It's over by the zoo, kind of down from the zoo towards DC a little more. So I'm crossing that bridge. I'm in my car. I forget what I was driving back then. I might have had the van. I love that van. I sold that van. I never should have sold it. And there was this chick jogging, and that's a pretty nice area, affluent area. Apartment buildings, but they're all real nice and real expensive. There's no ghetto or hood over there. And she's jogging, and some homeless bum attacked her, punched her in the face, just out of nowhere, just ran up on her, punched her out. She's on the ground trying to recover. and he's fully beaten her. And I'm driving by just like, whoa, look at that. Oh man, that's fucked up. I just kept on going. I know, it's terrible. Why didn't you stop? I don't know. I had a couple good excuses. I mean, I was on my way to somewhere and I didn't want to be a hero. I didn't have time. I had a few good excuses. And I'm sure everybody else, it was broad daylight, everybody else had good excuses. No one stopped. Not a single person, at least from what I could tell in my rear view, no one was trying to help her at all. Let her get beat. Fuck her. I don't know her. It has nothing to do with me. How many of you have done this? Maybe not that exact scenario. I know that makes me a terrible person. You can unfollow me. This guy's so awful. I'm sorry. I've done worse. Trust me, I've done way worse than that. All I did there was turn a blind eye. I've done way worse. But is turning a blind eye a sin? Do you go to hell for that? You might. Are you your brother's keeper? You damn right you are. Do you have a responsibility to keep others safe around you? If you're strong, you're damn right you do. You have a moral obligation. I don't care if you don't know them. I don't know them. It doesn't matter. What are some areas that we turn a blind eye to? Well, we turn a blind eye to abuse. Somebody may be getting abused around you. You may be experiencing a level of abuse. We could talk about what is abuse. You could talk about that for a half hour and define it in many different ways. There's all kinds of abuse where it's pretty obvious, and then there's some abuse which is not so obvious. But if you're aware of abuse, whether it's of yourself or of someone else, of an animal, of anything, and you turn a blind eye. There was a neighbor I had in LA when I was living in the jungle. She was an islander of some kind. I don't know if she was Haitian or Dominican, but she was from down there somewhere. And she had this really beautiful pit bull. It was gray, but it almost looked blue. Beautiful pit bull. Big giant head and tiny little body. The dog was so beautiful. It was a boy. And I love dogs. I'm a big dog person. I love dogs. And she had that dog living in the backyard, chained up to a tree with a little tiny chain. Oh man. I tried to turn a blind eye to it for a while. I couldn't. That dog's out there. I told her, you better take care of that dog. And she was like, yeah, whatever. She didn't like me. She didn't like me or my brother. Finally, I caught her husband out there one day. Little short motherfucker with dreadlocks. I ran up on him hard. He didn't understand what the fucking deal was, and I told him, look, this is the score. By the end of the day, if you don't handle that dog, I do not want to see that dog chained up to that tree. You need to buy that dog a dog house. You need to bring it in the house. You need to start treating that dog like a normal dog. And if I don't see some action on this by the end of the day, that's going to be my dog. And I don't care if you call the cops. I don't care if you call all your fucking homeboys. Call them. Call them right now. Call every homeboy you got. I'm taking that dog. That's my fucking dog by 4 o'clock. Oh, I was mad. I'm still mad about it. I couldn't turn a blind eye anymore. That's going to be my dog by 4 o'clock, and I dare you to try to stop me. I dare you. Get your AK. Get your little gold teeth going. Get all your friends. Get the Crips, the Bloods, get them all. I'm taking that dog. I didn't turn a blind eye to abuse of an animal. Fuck no. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to abuse of a child. I will absolutely call protective services. Absolutely I will. I will have your kid taken from you like that. I don't play no fucking games. I will not turn a blind eye to abuse. What about corruption? Do we turn a blind eye to corruption? Of course we do. There's corrupt businesses having corrupt business practices in your community right now that you know about and you haven't snitched on. I ain't no snitch. I ain't no fucking snitch. I try to live by that shit too. I'm not a snitch, right? There's corrupt politicians, corrupt cops, corrupt businessmen, corrupt friends. I'm not calling the police on none of them. I just let them be corrupt. As long as they're not hurting me and somebody that I know directly, then hey, let them hurt whoever they want to hurt, as long as it's not in my little world. Continue to manipulate and con and oppress, bully, or use whatever sort of tactics you corrupt motherfuckers do. Continue to commit crimes and to, not pay taxes and what other kind of illegal behavior you're up to. Continue to manipulate people and to lie and to be evil. Continue to do that. I'll just turn a blind eye to it because it doesn't really affect me. If it does, then of course I'll step in. But as long as it doesn't affect me, what do I need to get involved, man? It's just like when I drove across that bridge. If I could go back in time, I'd pull over and I'd stop and I'd help her and I'd beat that fucking son of a bitch up. I'd take him and stomp his ass into the curb. I'd do it until the cops came, and I'd tell those cops, that motherfucker deserved it. Take me to jail. I'll gladly go to jail for her. I'm sorry I didn't stop.